How's it going? I'm toofab's Ross McDonough, and I'm here with a very special guest today. She plays the badass Aunt Louie on the hit FX show Snowfall. Welcome to the studio, Angela Lewis.
Thank you.
I have to start. Rumor has it you have a very exciting package on the way. Is that correct?
Yes, very exciting.
You're going to be a first-time mother. Is that right?
That's right.
Congratulations!
Thank
Congratulations!
you.
Your first baby.
It's a girl.
Oh my God! Congratulations!
Thank
Was
you.
this a plan? Was this a happy accident?
It was a little bit of both. The exact timing was planned, but it was kind of a happy accident in general. So
Have we any names?
we've got some, but we're not telling anyone.
I have 3 myself. 1 was planned, 2 just came out of nowhere.
Wow.
So beware of that.
Okay.
Any plans for any more in the future? Or are you going to see how
Yes,
this one
I want
goes?
to have one more. I think that's it.
Wow, God, you've got it all set out. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Obviously, we couldn't talk about Snowfall without mentioning John Singleton, who sadly passed away earlier this year. How did you take the news? Were you a fan?
It's really sad. It still is sad. You know, John still is the heart of the show. You know, it's his, baby. It's his experience. It's his neighborhood. And how grateful am I and how grateful are we that we get to be a part of bringing that experience to the world. And I think in a way that only we can, because it comes from his own personal storytelling.
Right.
And so as sad as we all were to lose him and lose him so soon and so suddenly, it really was able to kind of bring us all even closer together.
Right.
To kind of, get through the season and keep each other lifted. And yeah.
Do you think his absence will be felt in the show going forward? Like, how do you go on without him, basically?
Absolutely, his absence will be felt. We have a director's chair that has his name on it, and no one sits there.
Oh.
That's for him. And I think it is a lovely offering to the space for him to be with us forever.
Right.
He's welcome here, and I love that. And so it for me allows me to honor him every day.
Right.
And also to feel the absence every day.
Right.
And I think we do need to feel it, and hopefully that will encourage us to keep going for as long as we can.
That's a sweet sentiment. That is nice.
Yeah.
On the subject matter of the show, which is obviously quite serious, you grew up in Detroit, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Which I suppose, no offense, Detroit probably isn't a million miles away from South Central LA in the 80s in parts. Did you see firsthand like the devastation that drugs can cause?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I went to a very famous school called Cass Technical High School, and it's known for, it's just a really great school.
Right.
And it's like set up where you have curriculum, so very much like having a major. And it's I guess a magnet school where kids from all over the city, you have to take a test and then you get in. And so they come from all over the city to go to this school, but it was right in the heart of devastation.
Right, a rough spot.
Yeah. And so you go to school and then you go out, you go to the store on the corner or down the street, and there's crack vials and needles and all that stuff. And so there's a very interesting juxtaposition of the brightest and the best of the city, surrounded by this kind of like, ooh.
Right. So you're protected sort of inside the school walls, but then when you go
Once
outside,
you go out,
you're in the war zone.
That's right.
And had you ever had any family fall victim to it? Friends?
Yeah, I've had family and friends. I've lost a lot of people. There was a time in my life where I had been to more funerals than weddings.
Yikes.
And so I'm really glad that has kind of reversed.
Right.
Having said that, I will say that, my family is really close and really big, and so I did go to a lot of old people's funerals
right.
first.
Wasn't all drug related.
Wasn't
right?
all, yeah. But, for sure, and as I think back, it's funny, like when I lived in New York for a long time. When I first got to New York, I would be exchanging stories about home life or whatever with people, and I started telling stories that for me were normal, and people would be looking at me like, you saw that?
Right.
I'm like, oh, I guess that's not normal. But it is what it is. It was my normal.
I suppose, and does it help you, can you draw on that then for the show, I guess?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. I'm sure that's had a lot to do with why I got cast in the first place.
Right. And then again, as a first-time mother, I know my wife, this is something she particularly worries about. Like, it really doesn't matter your socio-economic, geographic, financial background, drugs is always a threat over babies. Like as a first-time mother, is that something that worries you?
Yeah, well, I try not to worry about things because...
What's the point?
Yeah, well, someone once said when you worry, you're practicing for what you don't want to happen.
Right.
So I try not to worry about it.
I like that.
But yeah, I do think a lot about, you know, who do I want my children to be around? What situations can I protect my children from? Because you can't protect them from everything.
True.
You have to do your very best in raising them and know that once you send them out into the world, they'll have some sort of, you know, common sense, street smarts, all of that stuff about them.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, here's hoping.
Yeah, there's a topic I know you're passionate about. We touched on the racism problem here. You're involved in Black and Missing as well, one of the causes you're involved in. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Black and Missing exists to be able to have a resource for people of color to let the world know, or people know, that they have loved ones who are missing,
right,
and for those loved ones to be able to be found. So many times, so many people of color, women of color in particular, go missing, get killed, get raped, and our stories aren't being told. There's no one looking for us. Our pictures don't go on the milk cartons, more so than they used to, especially back in the 80s, but still not as often. It's like they don't matter, we don't matter. And so Black and Missing is an organization that is committed to finding those of us who have been kidnapped.
Right. And the site it's living, like it's like I was looking at it even today. There's people going missing like
every day.
This week, last
multiple
week, all
times
the time.
a day. Yeah.
It's frightening.
It is.